10 best remaining NFL free agents in 2025, top unsigned players, and where they might land. NFL free agency technically just started Wednesday afternoon, but it's always a blur of activity early on, such that only 28 players in our Fox Sports Top 100 free agents remain and sign the morning after. So who's left? The biggest names are two veteran quarterbacks still deciding their futures, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. They are the last major dominoes to fall before teams start turning to the draft to fill their remaining starting jobs. Here are the 10 best free agents still available and our projections for where they might land. He's a four-time MVP, but was cut loose by the Jets and is now walking the beach, pondering what should be his final NFL team. He's 41, but if you just look at his 2024 stats, 3,897 yards, 28 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions, they're not that bad. Does he stay in New York and slide over to the Giants, who absolutely need a quarterback but are far from being a playoff team? Or does he sign with the Steelers or Vikings and shoot for final postseason run? Seeing how well the Vikings have ramped up both sides of the line of scrimmage this week, you wonder if they have the confidence to put a talented team coming off a 13-win season in the hands of an improving young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. Rodgers probably needs to ratchet down his salary expectations. After all, is the priority to make a lot more money or finish his legacy on the upswing? By the way, Packers to Jets to Vikings is the full Brett Favre arc. Pittsburgh had two quarterbacks in 2024 and now might have none, with Justin Fields already signed with the Jets. Wilson fell hard after a promising start last season. 16 touchdowns against 5 interceptions is fine, but he's 36 and his last playoff win was in 2019, so there are scenarios where he doesn't even have an uncontested starting job. Like Rodgers, he's been mentioned with the Giants and will visit there Friday, but his first visit is to Cleveland. The Browns, having locked up Myles Garrett, want to be a competitive team, but their cap flexibility is hamstrung by Deshaun Watson's contract. Would Wilson take less money just to have a team that will give him one more starting opportunity? Start slow, and Wilson's career ends with him being replaced by Kenny Pickett. If this plays out, Pittsburgh has a great defense, a couple of star receivers, and nobody to throw them the ball. Kirk Cousins, anyone? Kupp was just cut loose by Los Angeles after 8 years there. He turns 32 in June, and he's missed at least 5 games in each of the past 3 seasons. But teams still see the hope of 2021, when he won the Triple Crown, leading the NFL in yards, catches, and touchdown receptions. The problem is he had 16 TDs that year and has 17 total in the 3 seasons since. There are still a few big-name veteran receivers unsigned, so we wonder if Kupp will look for familiarity in coaching. That leads us to Jacksonville, where the Jaguars have an absolute stud in Brian Thomas Jr., but moved on from Christian Kirk and other receivers to clear a spot and salary for somebody. Jaguars coach Liam Cohen was a Rams assistant for 4 years, 2 with the receivers, so we'll pick the reunion. His resurrection from struggling first-round pick with the Jets to sliding inside and helping the Eagles to a Super Bowl championship should produce a strong market. But he's still unsigned, long after other Philadelphia free agents have landed new jobs. He's still only 25, and while a new team won't have Jeff Stoutland coaching him up, he should be coveted as a still ascending young lineman. We'll pick Indianapolis, which just lost a young guard in Will Fries to the Vikings and can probably get Becton for a little less than Fries' $88 million deal. Diggs tore his ACL in October, ending his only season in Houston after 8 games. He's 31, but beyond the injury concerns, he should be able to get back to his productive self. Last year ended a run of 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons, and he had 47 catches for 496 yards and 3 scores before his injury. It isn't a lock he'll be healthy and ready for Week 1, but think of him as someone who should be an impact offensive weapon by the end of the upcoming season. We'll keep him in Texas, with Dallas, where he can upgrade the Cowboys' starter opposite CeeDee Lamb. Dobbins is still only 26 and had re-established himself nicely in Los Angeles. But a late-season knee injury made him miss 4 games, and now the Chargers have signed Najee Harris. As much as people thought the surge of Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry would help the running back market, it's been pretty rough, with a big extension for Barkley, but not a lot of high-dollar investments. We'll keep Dobbins in the AFC West and let him fill a major need for the Raiders, who want to win quickly with Pete Carroll. Players can still sign back with their original teams, right? After 6 Commanders left for new homes, we'll have Fowler stay put in Washington. The Commanders have added a ton of veterans to build more around quarterback Jaden Daniels, but they would do well to bring back Fowler, who had 10.5 sacks last year, the second-best total in his NFL career. Fowler has an odd pattern where he's stayed exactly 2 years with Rams, Falcons, and Cowboys, so why not a second season in Washington? Robinson got traded to Minnesota as a short-term fix, and he's the best tackle available now after huge paydays for Dan Moore, Ronnie Stanley, and Alaric Jackson. The Patriots went into free agency with the most cap space of any team and have been busy this week, but they still don't have a left tackle. Perhaps they could fill that in the draft with the number 4 pick, but we'll have them invest in another veteran lineman to protect Drake May moving forward. Guards have gotten some huge contracts this week, but Jenkins was pushed out in the Bears' impressive retooling of their interior offensive line. He's 27, arguably the best guard left unsigned, and we'll pair him with the Chargers, who have the most remaining cap space of any team despite some impact additions. Los Angeles has 2 great young tackles in Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt, but the Chargers could use an upgrade at guard if they want Najee Harris to pile up yardage in a Jim Harbaugh running attack. Cooper, 30, split last season between the Browns and Bills and reset career lows with just 547 yards and 4 touchdowns. Is he a bounce-back candidate or fading from stardom? He could go back to Dallas, where he played from 2018 to 21, but we'll let him join in on the Patriots sign Appaloosa. They were connected to some of the biggest receivers available, but have only signed Mac Hollins. Another interdivisional transplant might have more impact in New England. Greg Auman is an NFL reporter for Fox Sports. He previously spent a decade covering the Buccaneers for the Tampa Bay Times and The Athletic. You can follow him on Twitter @GregOman. Want great stories delivered right to your inbox? Create or log into your Fox Sports account and follow leagues, teams, and players to receive a personalized newsletter daily.